Want to maximize your results on keto? Here's a complete 90-day guide for you how you can apply intermittent fasting with keto. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome to this video. I'll be discussing about keto and intermittent fasting. If you have missed the previous one, don't forget to click the link in my description, which will help you understand, are you eligible for intermittent fasting? We have to reach a point on keto when we can apply intermittent fasting and then apply intermittent fasting. So breaking down these 2 points, keto and intermittent fasting. Keto is a high-fat, adequate protein, low carbohydrate diet, helps you burn fat to fuel. It's a metabolic state. Intermittent fasting is a great tool in which you fast for specific hours. We'll be referring the most popular one, 16-8, in which you will be fasting for 16 hours and 8 hours you will be eating. So dividing this into 4 phases with a 90-day program, as 90 days translates into 12 weeks, every single phase is for 3 weeks. First phase, you will be starting with 16-8. That is 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating. Give yourself 3 weeks of time. Stick to keto, calculate your macros, calculate your ratios, check your keto diastics, take care of your water intake, obviously take care of your sleep, and adapt to intermittent fasting for the first 3 weeks. Do not change your timings. Do not play with your timings that one day you start eating at 12 o'clock, the next day you start eating at 2 o'clock. Don't do this. Try to maintain your time window when you're supposed to eat. Coming to phase 2. This is slightly tricky. It is called progressive intermittent fasting. Now in this phase, from 16-8, where 16 hours is your fasting hours, we'll be increasing our fasting hours to 21 hours and your eating time is only 3 hours. So the idea is to cut down 15 minutes from morning and then evening. I'm taking an example of 12 to 8 as your eating window, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now when you keep shifting from 15 minutes each, in 3 weeks you'll reach a point where you're consuming your meals between 2 to 5 p.m. Intermittent fasting can also be hacked with your circadian biology according to timings of sunrise and sunset. Depending upon your sleep schedule, depending upon your schedule, you can change the timings accordingly. So before you plan phase 2, plan phase 1 first and find a comfortable eating window. Now when you have shifted to 3 hours of eating, we'll come to the third phase. The third phase is the most difficult phase. You will have to stabilize your 3 hours of eating window for 3 weeks more. Now when you stabilize at this point, please ensure that you're drinking enough water, you're sleeping well, you're working out as well, you are on keto or on a low carb diet, then only this phase will work. This is your phase where you will maximize your results. So first 3 weeks is your 16-8, then you progressively reach to 3 hours of eating, which is phase 2. Then the third one is stabilizing phase, where you stabilize your 3 hours of eating and you also ensure that 21 hours you're fasting. Coming to phase 4, how do you leave intermittent fasting? So I've explained in the previous videos why you should leave intermittent fasting and why you should use it like a tool. If you watch that, then you will understand the fourth phase. The fourth phase is a digressive phase. So we were doing progressive where we were cutting down our eating window. Now we'll increase our eating window and from 21-3, which is 3 hours of eating and 21 hours of fasting, we'll reach 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating. Now gradually and slowly you change your timings and you get back to 16-8. And at the end of these 12 weeks, which is 90 days, you leave intermittent fasting for at least a month and try it again. Intermittent fasting is a great tool. I would recommend this 3-month guide, which you can apply every single year. You can apply it every 6 months as well. But when you are adapting to keto and when you're starting with intermittent fasting, always wait for the right time when your body is mentally prepared, when your body is prepared, or when you have got basic results, and then you can apply intermittent fasting as a tool. So coming to a recap of all these 4 phases, we'll be starting with 16-8 for first 3 weeks. Then we'll gradually increase our fasting time and reach 21-3. Then we'll stabilize that 21-3 and then we'll do digressive intermittent fasting, which is getting back to 16-8. After the entire completion of 90 days, leave intermittent fasting. But now we'll come to 3 simple points which you have to remember while you are starting with intermittent fasting, be it on any diet. Number 1, what you can consume. You can have water, you can have lemon salt water, you can have black coffee, green tea. That's it, full stop. Do not include any diet coke, do not include any fancy things in intermittent fasting. Ensure that you're just sticking to water, green tea, black coffee. You may need some salt water if you feel that you're out of energy. If you're working out, work out empty stomach. If you're working out after your meal, that's also fine. Second thing to remember about intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is a tool. It is not a diet. So when you Google about intermittent fasting, it comes as a diet. Don't read more about intermittent fasting, because when you try to apply 2 or 3 days of fasting in between, this entire progressive and digressive intermittent fasting is a very crucial stage. You can't change your timings here. You can't be in two minds here. So be mentally prepared before you start with intermittent fasting on a low carbohydrate diet or on a keto diet. Number 3, intermittent fasting is important as a tool, but it is important for you to leave it as well. Your body knows what you're going to do next. Your body is mentally prepared during these initial phases that how you will stabilize it. So it is important for you to leave intermittent fasting after 90 days for at least a period of 30 days or at least 3 months to ensure that you again reap benefits from intermittent fasting, be it on a low carb diet, be it on a keto diet. And the last bonus point here is that please ensure that the basic fundamentals of keto while you're adapting intermittent fasting are in place. When I say fundamentals, I've spoken in the last few videos as well, that fundamentals are that your water intake is proper, you're sleeping well, stress is less, you are ensuring that your fat protein ratios are perfectly followed, and that's what you're trying to manage and balance here. So I hope this helps. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. The next video is also going to be about workouts on keto, and there are going to be more videos about keto plus intermittent fasting in the initial stage if you want to maximize your results for 21 days of keto. Do hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. This is Rahul Kamra signing off.